Let's go on an adventure. Well, here we are at the north rim of the Grand Canyon. We took quite a bit of side trip today. We dropped off our trailer to get some warranty work done in St. George, and Ange said, I want to go to the north rim of the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
So
never been.
We went to the north rim of the Grand Canyon.
We live in Utah and never been to the I've never been to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
That I can remember.
So we stopped at, what was that? Pipe Springs National Monument on the way down, and on the way back we might see if we can dodge over into Vermilion Cliffs.
It's getting late.
It was a total just spur of the moment, let's do something different today, because we had to drop off the trailer and pick it up like a week from now. And so we have a day of just, well, we could just drive home and do nothing, or we could go on an adventure. So we decided to go on an adventure. We'll see if we can grab a little bit more video of us as we go around and show you how things look here in the marvelous Grand Canyon. North Rim. Alright, so we're hiking out to Bright Angel Point here in the North Rim, just off from the lodge that's behind us. It's kind of cool because it's a razorback that kind of takes you right out over the canyon. We'll get some shots when we get out there and show you how it all works. Poor Anne's on her knees though, beat up from the Appalachian Trail. It's got some really steep stuff she's going to have to go up and down out here. And that's the point up there, looks like. Really nice views, that's for sure. Very awe-inspiring, I suppose you would say. All right, so we're now hiking the transit trail along the, I guess, west side of the canyon out there. So the canyon's over there. Walks up along the edge of the canyon for a ways, about 1.5 miles or so. The lodge is up here behind me. So you kind of go underneath the lodge and then around the edge of the trail. So we're gonna hike up this trail to the campground and then come down the bridle trail, I think is what they call it. So we kind of get a view of both sides of this little peninsula that goes out where the lodge is into the Grand Canyon. So a little bit of hiking today, probably about 4 miles or so. We'll get in and have a nice little walk, and then I don't know, from there we'll see.
So the trail here is like, when I did the AT, it's a lot like the Smokies. It's kind of soft. Some places are wide, and the Smokies like this. It doesn't have the granite. There's some scrambling in the Smokies, but yeah, this is, I remember a lot of this being like the Smokies.
Did you have the pine trees and everything with it?
Yeah. Well, when you got up to the elevation, we hadn't had like serious pine trees until we got into the Smokies. But it was fun to be in the pines again because we hit a pine forest right before we got into one of the shelters, and it was crazy because we were so happy to see pines. We hadn't had pines, and then once we got to that level of elevation, we were among the pines by Newfound Gap, and that there's pines around there. Then you drop down and you get into the hardwoods again.
So it kind of reminded me, when you talked about pines, of being up on Roan Mountain. As you come around there, because you have those pine forests that you hit in Roan Mountain. Is that where you were talking about there?
No, it's the same type of pines that are around Newfound Gap. They have the same type of thing.
Well, and then there's up there's that old fire tower place where the shelter is, the highest shelter on the AT there up by Roan Mountain. It was all surrounded in
the pines.
In pines as well. So I can see what you're saying. It reminded me of.
Those were really dense though. These aren't as dense as up there.
And I think I kind of commented on that on one of my videos. I don't remember if we made one of the videos on the channel, but how, you know, we were walking into the pine forest, and it just kind of reminded me a little bit of home, because that's what we're used to hiking in.
Yeah.
Out in this neck of the woods, this part of the country. So, yeah, interesting. Really pretty trail this, though, that's for sure. These tall, nice lodgepole pines.
Lodgepole pines. They grow straight up.
This is definitely a very doable trail, though, if you wanted to take an hour or two and just go for a walk. This seems like and you're out here in the Grand Canyon, it seems like a really good trail to do. In fact, I noticed there where we filled up with some water and went to the bathroom, they had some things saying, hey, if you've got a day, do this. If you've got half a day, do this. If you've got a couple hours, just do this. And this is one of the things they suggested if you only have a couple of hours. Alright, so we're walking back along the bridle path from the campground, showing here the other side of the canyon, other side of the peninsula, the canyon over there. Coming back here to the the parking lot where the truck's parked. It was a pretty decent little hike. It's like I've got about 3.5 miles so far. We cut off a little bit of it up at the top. We popped into the general store at the campground and got some ice cream because, you know, ice cream. And then head on back down to the truck. So we're just about back to the truck. We'll be heading out of here, I think. I don't know if we're going to go on a bit of a scenic drive or we're going to start heading back. We actually don't know where we're staying tonight. We don't know if we're going to try to make it back home or if we're going to stay somewhere in between. I guess we'll figure that out as we go because it's all part of the adventure. All right, so this is kind of it for our adventure. We're on our way back. The whole adventure was a bit impromptu. Our initial intent, I guess, was that we were going to drop off our trailer to get some warranty work done, and then it turns out we have to pick it up in about a week and a half, which is good because that's right before we need to use it for our Zion trip. But anyway, we drop it off and we're like, what do we want to do for the rest of the day? And Ange said, what did you say?
I want to go see the Grand Canyon, the north rim of the Grand Canyon.
That's
now,
right.
I was hoping that they could do the trailer in a day because they were switching out jacks. And I was hoping that could be done in a day, so I was kind of sad that we didn't have the trailer back. Now, mind you, on this adventure, we have like our toothbrush, deodorant, we have stuff that stays in the trailer pretty much all the time. So when we take the trailer, we don't have to move stuff from the house to the trailer. We have it in the house. We have it in the trailer.
That's right, as you would.
As you would. That's just, we kind of live, you know, if we impromptu want to take the trailer, everything's in there. We just pack it full of clothes, a little bit of food until we can get to a grocery store on our way, and that's how I usually do things. So I said, let's go to the Grand Canyon since I have to leave our favorite trailer home at the dealership.
So, Grand Canyon. That's about 3 hours. So we dropped off our trailer in St. George, Utah at the dealer there, Nelson RV. And the Grand Canyon North Rim is about 3 hours?
Yeah,
Right?
just under 3, 2:45.
Yeah, just under 3 hours from St. George. We're like, yeah, what the heck? We can drive down, see a couple of things, and we could be home with, you know, no time. Well, as you probably saw, we took quite a bit of time there, and
We stopped at Pipe Springs.
yeah, we stopped at Pipe Springs on the way, hiked around there at the Grand Canyon. We looked at doing Vermilion Cliffs on the way back, but we just didn't have enough time. It was too late in the day. Mind you, this whole time we had no idea what we were going to do that night. We didn't know if we were going to drive home, if we were going to stay somewhere. Turns out we decided to stay in St. George. Just stayed at a Marriott. I used some points that I had from business travel, and had a nice dinner, and here we're on our way home, kind of taking our time. Stopped for ice cream because ice cream.
If you're ever on I-15 heading south or north, there is a town called Beaver, and there is called the Creamery there, and they have squeaky cheese and it's the Cache Valley Creamery. They've got ice cream.
Oh, and food. And all
the food
sorts
is
of other
really
stuff.
good. Their mac and cheese is really, really good there. So it's a cute little place. It's a great little stop. I really think they need to become a Harvest Toast.
Yeah.
Really, they really should.
Yeah.
It'd be a great little Harvest Toast place. So, yeah,
So
stop in there.
anyway, we dropped off there, and now we're on our last little lake home. So all in all, fun little escape. Something more than we planned, but you know, just kind of taking it step at a time. And it was actually a lot of fun. Just not really having to overplan stuff. Just say, hey, we want to go do this. Okay, let's go do it. And so we did. And I'm hitting a rumble strip there, so it's probably picking up.
Only because we're in a construction zone. We're
Yeah.
not going off the road. I
No.
swear.
Yeah.
We're not going off the road. We're in a construction zone,
Yeah.
as usual in the summer in Utah.
Yeah, so excuse the rumble strips as we go here. Anyway, this was our adventure. It was fun. Hope you enjoyed it. Maybe give you some ideas of things you can do as well.
Yep,
So
it was fun.
remember, all the YouTube stuff. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
That's right. Find a way really just to get out and kind of explore.
Yeah.
Just have fun.
Locally.
All right. See you next time.